All right, we're good. What's going on, everyone? How's everyone doing today? Today is, what's today? The 6th, November 6th. I like just got my day started too, so this is going to be a good time for me to hang out, look and see what's going on, look for other opportunities, and just catch up overall. So I slept. I slept a lot last night. And there was some good stuff that happened overnight on Solana, I guess. We could talk about a trade that I've been in for like a little bit too, and so yeah, we'll wait for a couple people to pull up in here, and then I'll just start yapping. Let's see who's in here. I need to pull up Twitch. What's up, Tuned? Cosmic. All right, so we got the Twitch, we have the YouTube going. All right, good. I'm like just starting my day with coffee and everything. So let's see. Thoughts on SPSN? We're gonna talk about that for sure. It's just what's so funny about the South Park coin is that it literally took how long? 4 days for people to catch on to it, and they needed a catalyst from South Park to get it going again. What's up, Merc and Cheese Lover? I mean, I'll pull up the SPSN chart, but like in a few minutes. Yo, JSK, I'll get to tickets when I can. I just want to like preface this by saying that I literally have 100 tickets open in Kanto. So it's not really easy for me to get to all those. I'm working on like hiring a couple people to help me with tickets and make things a little bit easier for stream and everything like that. So I apologize for not getting back to tickets, but I just have so many of them open that it's like very hard for me to get back to things. So it's not a personal. Thoughts on MEC? We're gonna talk about that too. We're gonna talk about both of those. What's funny is that like right now, it seems like the coins that are doing well, that are like big coins, are on BNB, and then all of the low caps are on Solana. Because it's actually like it's kind of sad that you have coins like Troll and Fartcoin that are just not moving at all. And that sucks. Cuz it's like only these big caps. It's only small caps that move on Solana. Did I see Or? Yeah, I did see Or actually. Hey Third, yeah, I forgot to message you that I was live. That's my bad. Apologize for that. What's up, bro? Cheers. All right. We got a couple of people that are in here, so we'll just get it started. So let's talk about Solana stuff first. I'm in one trade. I'm sitting in 4 right now, and I've round tripped like 10K already. And I'm not necessarily happy about that, but I'll get into that in a little bit. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about Solana first. We're going to talk about BNB second. We're going to talk about everything else after. So, what coin do you guys want me to start on Solana? Because there's 3 in particular that I wanted to talk about, which is MEC, SPSN, and Troll. And then I guess also Wojak, since Wojak's also doing good. Let me pull this up. All right, I got a couple of these up. So we're going to talk about these. These are going to be the ones that we're going to go over. But I need to pull them up first. I want to have all my... Yeah, I'm going to talk about Wojak too. Okay. What's up, Toshi? If you're in chat, type 1. All right, we're good. Let's do it. So, first coin that I wanted to... we're going to start with SPSN. So, first coin. We're going to talk about this. So, SPSN, South Park coin, pumped once, ran super hard, and then it died. You know, went all the way down to like 1 million. And then South Park posted something on their Instagram. It got shilled by Pow and a bunch of other people. Candled all the way to 6.6 mil in like an hour. And I always thought that this was a good coin. I think myself and a lot of other people on Twitter were talking about how in a different market this would have been at 50 mil. And I agree with that. I think one of the big problems with a coin like this is there really needs to be a community that rallies behind it. Here's the issue is that I feel like there aren't that many people that are like actually CTOing coins and just pushing them and having that be like their only coin. I feel like everyone that's here is just focused on the next play. It's like, all right, what popped off first run? We cooked that. All right, move on to the next. Back a year ago, whenever a good narrative would pop up, there would be people that would say like, "Okay, I like this." And I think that this can run. They'll go and they'll buy like 1 or 2%, and then once they do that, then they're like, "All right, we're going to push this thing." And I feel like that doesn't happen as much anymore. I feel like everyone will just abandon a coin. Dude said, "Don't want to be that guy, but remember me telling you to buy it before the first pump, and I got more after that." I mean, yeah, I watched this coin. Like it's not like I didn't understand what it was. I just didn't want to get stuck in a infinite DCA where I'm holding a coin that's down only. I mean, it went down to 800K, up to 3, and then it just went down for like 3 days. Like, dude, 3 days? That's a lot. But I thought that this would have done really well. The issue really is that like everything is so catalyst based. I don't know who's like CTOing this at all, really. I don't know who's like trying to push this, but what happens after South Park, you know, is not posting and, you know, about this specific thing? Yeah, but 1 mil was a clear 4. I mean it wasn't though. Like there's so many coins that will just bleed out forever, especially on Solana. This right here doesn't happen if South Park doesn't post on their Instagram. So, it's very easy in retrospect to say that it was, but I don't really think that it was. I made money on it, so I'm not like complaining. I'm fine with it. But yeah, I mean, it's good to see. I'm happy to see it. But what I want to see is I want to see like the community start to push more stuff to higher ceilings. Like that's really like what it is. Um because like I want to get back into being able to blast 100 soul into a coin at 3 or 4 mil and then letting it go to 10 or 15 or 20. Like that would be ideal. So that's the deal with that. Then you have this coin. So one thing that I wanted to mention about this. So if you're not familiar, this is Mert Cash. Mert is one of the most influential people on crypto Twitter, and on a stream that he did, somebody said like Mert Cash. Somebody deployed a coin, and then he's just been going and he's been tweeting about it, like a little bit. I can't really like. It's some let me see. I don't even know when the last time he tweeted about it was. But you might say, like, who's this Mert guy? Well, he's if you check Cato, he's like the number one dude on Cato. Like this guy has always been someone who, he doesn't shill like low caps. A lot of people never really like, I guess in the trenches thought like, oh, motion, but it's like this dude has always been one of the top opinion guys, and for sure. And so, he's been getting a lot more attention recently. That's why this coin pumped so hard. And, it's called Mert Cash because he's been pushing Zcash a lot. So I saw this pretty early on, didn't really trade it, is what it is. Do I touch prediction market stuff? I don't. I have thought about it, but not yet. Not yet. Just because like I want to focus on what I'm good at still. And I feel like if I spread my attention too thin, like I'll give you a good example. I wish that I hadn't even paid attention to anything on base over the past like 2 weeks, like when the X402 thing came out. I wish that I would have just, the night that I found it, I wish I would have just bought the main coins that I knew were the best coins and then just sat in them. But I didn't. I waited. I hesitated. I was like, I don't really want to like. I don't like it. It required a lot more effort, and I looked into it, and I was like, okay, the two coins that I think can pump are Ping and Pay AI, and both of them did. Like they both went to like 80 mil, and then they like died a slow death. So yeah, I wish that I had just like faded that all together. Right now, I've been having like better success still just swing trading coins on BNB with size. I'm going to tell you about a mistake that I made um, that I'm really not happy about, which is so when this happened, when Giggle went to 48 mil and when 4 went to 48 mil as well, they both went to the same market cap. I chose to ape a big bag of 4, and I traded it twice. So like I bought it like 55, sold it 65, and then I ended up buying back in at 59, as you can see here, and then I sold a little bit. But the mistake that I made was that I had a feeling that the 3 top coins on BNB, which were Binance Life, Giggle, and 4, and I just picked the wrong coin to buy. If I had bought Giggle at the same time that I was thinking about buying 4, dude, I would have been in such a better position. Like it would have been such a great trade. And the flaw in my thought process was I thought to myself, well, Giggle is just dumping forever with no relief, doesn't look great. I thought to myself, like, the catalyst already happened with the Binance listing, and that was the flaw in my logic. I should have known that they weren't going to let the like a coin that was at 40 million market cap listed on Binance just die forever. And that was definitely the mistake that I made. Um in retrospect, it was a good lesson for me. And I still made money on 4. I'm still in it. Like I'm hoping that it pumps back a little bit because I still have like a pretty big bag in it that I'm looking to just scalp. I have like a mental stop loss in place that is like really close, but it just really sucks that this coin Giggle went from 47 mil all the way to like 260, and then this went to like 47 and only pumped up to like 82 or 83. um I've made like this has been the coin that I traded the best on BNB, so I think I got like a little attached to it. I never traded Giggle, and I traded Binance Life one time, and it was on October 10th. Uh but yeah, it's it is what it is. These 3 are definitely the top 3 coins on BNB, and the one thing that I will say is that I'm glad that I chose to trade 4 over something like Troll. This is just unbelievable to me. You're talking about one of the top meme coins on Solana that had one pump, a second pump that you can't see because of all the tracked wallets, and then it just died basically. I can't believe that this is not bouncing. It kind of goes to show to me that Solana is now a place for new pairs, and all the new pairs are going to pop off, but they have very low ceilings. And I mean, I guess for right now. And then the top coins on BNB have been the ones that have moved. Fart coin also didn't move. Essentially, nothing on Solana or ETH. If you're talking about like Mog or Pepe, those coins didn't pump either. So yeah, and no, I didn't buy that much of 4. I've scalp traded this multiple times. Like I've been in and out of this coin a lot. So that's not like, all at once. That was, just me scalping, buy, sell, whatever. And it just does it cumulative. This was definitely my biggest fumble. In retrospect, I wish that I would have split the bag in between the two. I normally don't like to do that. I don't like to have 2 positions. It sounds so weird, but I like to trade one coin at a time. So, yeah, I'm pretty upset about that. What it does say, though, and this is a question that I wanted to ask everybody. So for Giggle and Binance Life, all 3 of these coins, they pumped pretty hard from their bottom. So like Binance Life went to 112, pumped all the way back to 215. Giggle obviously went to 47, went all the way to 260. And then 4 went from like 47 to whatever, like 80 something. Yet Troll on Solana is just relentlessly dumping. And Fartcoin is also just relentlessly dumping. Is it now blatantly obvious that what's happening is we know that the Binance cabal is trying to hold up their top meme coins because they want to keep volume and attention over there, and they want things to do well. Why is nobody on Solana pumping anything? Like, I guess that's my question. Whether it's, any of the launch pads, whether it's Solana themselves, why are they not doing anything? Like, I don't get that. Like if you look at this, there is no good coin. I disagree though. Like this went to 1.6 billion and now it's at 250 mil. There's Neat, there's USDUC, there was Tokaboo. Like Tokaboo has got a really strong community. Like I see the Tokaboo PFPs all over the place. This went to like 70 mil and it's at 6. And none of the coins on Solana, the big coins, are bouncing. Now, I think it's a culture thing. Obviously, I'm going to be objective and say that it has been good that there have been coins like the South Park coin, Mert Cash, new coins, right? Like new coins obviously do well on Solana. We know that like that's that's like where the casino lives. But the ceiling is so low, and it's such a weird thing when you see that there are coins that went to 280 mil that now is at 45, and it's like there's no bounce. Like just no bounce at all. Sol doesn't have whale top blasters. Well, that's pretty much I think where we're at right now is that the whales that used to be on Solana just left. And they left because if you think about it, and I've said this on stream before, so I don't want to sound like a broken record, but the reason why the whales left is because they don't want to size into a bundled coin that could also potentially be PvP'd. And when you look at something like Troll, it just shows that like where's all the whales? Where are those people that used to blast hundreds of soul into coins and create bounces? It's not ideal. And so yeah, I think a lot of the coins on Solana have um I guess pushed away the whales. Check out Ore. Yeah, I have that here. This has been pumping like crazy. What sucks is I saw this like while it was pumping. I just once again kind of faded it. The market wasn't great, but yeah. Bonk is trying to pump useless in one. Yeah, but it's like I don't really personally resonate with that, I guess. Like I like they're doing this thing of like, oh, this is just a useless coin. There's no use. Or like this is just the one coin that you need to change everything. And I get where they're going, and I'm sure they're talking about it and they're like, let's make it so broad that anybody can go and buy into something and they can kind of get it. It's simple. You like Wojak, I guess, is kind of like, some people may not get it, but these other ones are like obviously, they are what they are. So I'm gonna take a pause here. Feel free to ask any questions. I need to take a piss, so I'll be right back in a minute. All right, I'm back. That was quick, but am I still accepting applications for Kanto community mods? You can apply, but I literally had 500 people apply for that. So it's like kind of hard for me to go through because I only need like a couple of them. And the thing is like the other positions that I was looking for, I didn't get like a ton of applications for in comparison to the mods. Like people love to mod. Like people love to mod. Like that's the position of choice. Yeah, I'm like really I wish that I had sold into this pump on 4, but I'm really hoping that like this downtrend gets broken at some point cuz like look at this, dude. This shit is so primed. If this bounces, dude, this would go like so insane. I can't believe that it hasn't. So, with that being said, I think that there has been like nothing new in terms of like there haven't been a lot of really good new pairs on BNB, but there have been good new pairs on Solana. I need to update my filters. I don't think I have my filters set here. Yeah, this is like fucking insane. Yeah, this is crazy, dude. I don't really like trench new pairs. I watch everything. I look for good narratives and stuff, but it has been pretty boring for new stuff. What do I think about Pay AI? I mean, it has good tech, but nobody really cares. I was down like 15K on it at one point, and I ended up getting out for break even. So that was good. But it was just really hard to time the bottom of that. I couldn't like I don't know. I bought and I didn't really want to DCA, and I was like, dude, just get me out, like even at a small loss. And I ended up being able to hold until it pumped back to my entry, so I just cut. I was like, whatever, I'm out. Yeah. What trading bot are you guys using these days? Because I've really liked using GMGN. There is something about this. There's something about this page that they got here that I just love. being able to see this and being able to filter through and see what people like hold in their P&L and everything, it's like such a good built-in wallet tracker. I fucking absolutely love it. It's so helpful. I don't even know what the fuck this is. This is pumping. I saw this yesterday. Pit or P-Tit said Solana coins have low ceilings because all of these okay, let me read. Solana coins have low ceilings because all the liquidity has been extracted, so all the believers have been forced to participate in a rotation market. Everyone is a scalp trader now because they realizing that holding the bag is euphemism. Yeah, actually, there's, I mean, if you think about it, like between all the trading bots and launch pads and stuff, there's definitely been a lot of liquidity that has been taken out, and devs. Like one thing is that so there, I don't really have a problem with the fact that people deploy and people are devs at all. Like I'm cool with it. I don't really care because someone has to make the coins, but for the most part, for devs, like whenever a dev is deving a coin, they're not really like putting any money into it unless they are, like unless they bundle it or they do all that kind of thing and whatever. But the money that devs make, you know, those people aren't going and trading for the most part. Like I think devs are just deving. And that might be a blanket statement, but I would assume that the people that are deving just dev, make money, and then that's it. Like they just take that money out. Um, there's not a lot of inflow of new capital into Solana recently. There was a ton of new capital that got injected into BNB. And I think that people are just not willing to inject money into Solana as much as they once were. I think that's bad. I think it's bad because, and I've said this, I feel like a broken record, but it's like new people have to be able to come in and win. Like, and if a new trader comes in on Solana, like, what are their chances of winning? Not rhetorical, by the way. Like, I'll ask that to anybody that's in here. Like, what do you think the chances of somebody who has never traded on Solana before, they come in, like, you know, what are their chances of winning? Is it 1%? Is it less than 1%? I have no idea. That I'd be really interested to see like a Dune dashboard about that. Like new wallets. How long does it take for a new fresh wallet to be profitable on Solana? Then the other thing is like how many people are profitable overall? Like even people that have been here. And then what are the chances of somebody sitting down at a blackjack table and winning? It's totally random. Mm, I don't think it's random. That's like saying winning a video game is random if you've never played. Like, if you've never played a video game and you're playing against people that have played it before, what are your chances of winning? Like, it's not like a random chance. Like, there's definitely like a built-in percentage. Now, it would be random if you're playing a game against a bunch of people like that. If it's their first time playing a game, like if you have 100 people that literally had never picked up Fortnite before, and you throw them into one map and you say go play, I would say that that's probably pretty random. But I don't think that it's random if you're hopping into like a it's like anything else. Like if you go and you play pickleball for the first time, like and you've never played it before, like your chances of winning initially are low because you're going to be playing against other people that have already played. What's up, I check chart? At this point, you have a better chance at making money in blackjack. You'll at least get a few wins and have the opportunity to walk away. Yeah, I'd be interested to do like a case study on that. Please pump. Like, what the fuck, man? How is this not pumping? Anyway, my point is that like there is like a liquidity issue, and I think that's one of the reasons why people want Pump Fund to do their airdrop. Like people want free money anyway, but like let me ask you this. If Pump Fund or if any of the trading terminals do an airdrop, do you think that people are just going to use that to gamble on shitters? Or do you think they're going to pull it out? What can I use instead of MEXC to do leverage trading? Have you ever heard of Hyperliquid? Or Binance? Or Coinbase? Or like any of those platforms? I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will probably acquire some on-chain casino and just be like full streaming trading, like just an entire conglomerate. But they gotta do something to help us out. They gotta go and pump some coins, man. What happened with streamer coins to me kind of left a bad taste in my mouth a little bit. Mainly because like I was thinking about doing a streamer coin and I really really had to think about it, and I ultimately said if I launch this thing, I could probably make like 50K in fees. But is it worth it? And I decided against it. And to see like what happened to like all those streamer coins that went to like 50 or 60 mil and now they're done, it's like I'd feel pretty bad about having a streamer coin if like it was just at zero, you know? Because what are the catalysts for a streamer coin if like the top, like the company that launched them isn't pushing them, you know? You bet Pump Fund integrates leverage next. Well, I mean, I think everyone's kind of just thinking that they're gonna do everything because they acquired, the trading terminal, and so we'll see. Retail would definitely rather play blackjack than to do the trenches. I mean, dude, at this stage, like if you're a normie, if you're a brand new person to trading and like you've never done it before, what do you think would be more appealing? To go log into RainBet and gamble on like sports betting, or like, you know, do casino games, slots, or like anything like that. At least with sports betting, like a lot of people, like they understand sports, and so a lot of sports betting is huge. Or like to trade the trenches. I had a guy that commented on one of my tweets the other day, and he was like, you know, you just keep shitting on the trenches and everything, and it's like, I'm not, like, I don't want the I want the trenches to be good. Like, it's not like I have any issue. I don't have an issue with trenching low caps. I just want high caps to be a thing too. And like, I want there to be a better trading environment for everyone. Someone like whales for new people. I feel like right now the game is essentially like you either trench or you wait for like the runners that pop up like Mert Cash or the South Park coin, right? Um but you kind of can't like buy the big caps on Solana because there's not really any of them that are bouncing and they're just falling to zero. Which could also be generational entry on like a lot of the top ones that we were talking about. But my thing about the trenches is like I want there to be a place for trenchers, people that want to buy coins above 1 million, and then people that want to buy coins above 10 million. Like and new people. Like I want new people to be able to come in and have a shot. It's not a well-rounded experience if it's just trenching. So I want to make that very clear that like I don't really care what people do. I just want there to be an experience for all different types of trading. You know? Does that make sense? Do you agree with me? Because I had a couple people that really crashed out on me on Twitter, and they're like, "You just shit on the trenches, and you don't fucking like you get pissed when people are buying things at 10K," and it's like I don't care if people do it. Like it's not about for me. It's not about people trenching, but it's just like if I don't want to, if I don't want to trench and I want to do something else, like trade other coins, then I want to be able to do that and have fun and trade. What's up, Alexa? How's work? How's the pups? I've been kind of sad recently. I was looking at pictures of my pup. And I got like a little sentimental. I also was going back and I was looking at uh like prior streams from like 2020 and stuff. It's still so crazy that we were like all locked in our houses. Work is good. It's your Friday. Oh, nice. You only work 4-day weeks? The normies are on RainBet. Look at my TikTok. They're all shilling RainBet. Referral links, not pump fund or trading flat platforms. Flipping that seems impossible. I mean, I'm partnered with RainBet, so that should tell you. That should tell you, dude. They are good at partnering with people, and they're trying to lock down all the different areas, like the sports betting side, the crypto side. So even I have a fucking partnership with them. I'm very fortunate to have two what I think are very solid partnerships right now, which are RainBet and GMGN. I've seen people talking about like the ethics behind partnerships and casinos and stuff, but it's just like, dude, everyone loves to gamble. It's like I feel like gambling is like alcohol. I feel like it's just so ingrained in the culture of everything now. Alexa, thank you for gifting a sub to that guy who I don't know who that is. Thank you so much for the gifted. One of these days, I got to fix my alerts. One of the reasons why I turn my alerts off and why I don't listen to music or anything is because after stream, I export it and I send it over to my guy, Third, who he has been clipping me up and he's been helping with clips. And so it's kind of like I wish that I could play music and alerts on stream, but like I don't want to be mid rant on something and then have like an alert go off and then it like messes up the clip. So as much as I would like to have alerts, I'm basically just clip farming these days. So I did want to just say that I appreciate you gifting and I'm sorry that there's no alert. Let me see. Third said, honestly, Ash, your strategy is the best for people coming into the market. A lot of people say come to Soul and Trench, but don't tell you how to win. Well, I've been running Kanto for a couple years, and my strategy of scalping stuff that's like a little bit higher, like above 500K, and just going for 50 to 100% to 200% gains and just being consistent on that, people just don't want to trade that way. But for me, like I already know I'm going to be here in 6 months, in a year, and I'm just going to keep doing it over and over and over again. And I feel like there's this time pressure on people where they feel like they have to make a big win today. They have to hit big today. They have to do it today, today, today. And so I think the difference between me and my strat and a lot of other people is that I already know that I've been using the same strat that I'm using now. I was using it a year ago, 2 years ago. And 2 years ago, I told myself that I was going to be here 2 years in the future. And like, I'm going to be here a year from now. I'm going to be here 2 years from now. Beyond that, we'll see what happens. But as long as there's still opportunity and stuff, I'm just going to keep it going and just log in every day. And I think the difference is there's like a lot of people that just feel like they have to make it right this very second. And it's like, dude, you don't have to make it today. The people that are like the best traders that I know, that everyone else knows, they look on the timeline that have like actually secured money and stuff. They've been doing it for a while. Whether it's meme coins, whether it was NFTs, like there's a lot of people that I know that, like, I'll give you an example, like Min. I'm sure a lot of you guys like know Min. Dude, Min came in fresh, having never traded like anything before, I think. And then he got into Azuki and he crushed it with NFTs, and then he identified meme coins and he got good at that, and he just dedicated his life to it, and he got really, really fucking good at it, and he crushed it. Now he has a Ferrari. He knows how to secure wins. There's like a couple people that are like that, actually, that I know off the top of my head. But he was like the first one that came to mind because, like, you know, he started trading NFTs. I enjoy the relaxed atmosphere of your streams. Thanks. I'm just talking about. I like, the reason why I like streams is because it's a good place for me to get clips. So like I export my stream, get clips from it, but I just really like to talk about things out loud. I've said this before, but like one thing about streaming is that it helps me think about things. There will be coins that people will shill that maybe I wouldn't have paid attention to. If someone asks me a question, I have to think about it. I don't want to give a bad answer. And so sometimes by just me talking out loud, it helps me with my own decision making and stuff. A lot of people think the soul trenches could disappear tomorrow. I mean, They died off pretty hard when BNB popped off. I think that people just get really stuck on one thing. So like everybody that's in this chat, I bet you has primarily traded on Sol. But I've been mainly trading on BNB for the past month, and I've liked it. I've enjoyed it a lot. Like I don't really care what chain it's on. And I feel like people are just so dead set on Solana being the trenches, and like they just feel comfortable on Sol, and I'm just like, the chain doesn't really matter as long as you can understand what's going on. I understand what's going on Sol. I understand what's going on BNB. Base is a little bit harder for me to get behind because a lot of it is tech based, and I'm not very tuned into what tech people really fucking care about. Honestly, I just don't know. Like it's so weird. It's so weird how it works. And everything on base is like slow cooks. If the trenches on Solana or BNB dies, there's going to be something else. Like there's going to be something else that pops up. There was there was a point when everyone was trading on Blast. They were trading friend tech keys. You know, there were AVAX meme coins that went crazy for like a little bit. There were gaming tokens. There were just like, I think I said NFTs already, but like NFTs. Like, dude, if NFTs came back, I'd trade NFTs. The volume's just not there. The narratives are just not there for me right now. But I'd trade NFTs. I don't think that they're great, like for trading, because they're very clunky. They're like bricks, where it's like, hey, let me go find someone to buy this. You know, it's not very, it's not a very fluid trading experience, you know? But I'd trade NFTs. Shit, I'd trade anywhere. I've bridged to like, I've bridged to Arbitrum, AVAX, Tron, BNB, Sol, ETH, Base. What else? What else? What else even is there? Polygon. There's no playbook of how to win. It's how not to lose. Interesting. Okay, a couple things. One, if any of you guys want a clip for me, if you're looking for like an opportunity, you want to grow your brand, you want to grow your Twitter, you want to grow your shit, I'm looking for clippers. So, I work with my homie who is the head of clipping operations at Kanto, and I could definitely use more clippers. You don't even have to clip like the actual things. Like we'll literally give you the clips, and you just have to post them and just be active. Um, I'm going to give out a couple free Kanto memberships at the end of the stream as well, which will probably be in like 20 minutes. Because um I'm gonna hang out for like a little bit longer, and then god damn, dude. They just turned the volume off of this shit. Turn it the fuck back on, please. Send this to 100 mil, please. Please, just please. Who's the main clipper to speak to? Just open a ticket in Kanto. Yeah, what is this rug? I have to pee again, dude. What is wrong with me? Why don't all the traders get together to launch a coin? It's not that simple. Pow has been selling to ape other things recently. He did it the past 2 days. What's the bottom for Troll? Does this ever bounce back? I mean, it's got to, right? The community is so strong. 44 mil, it seems like if you have money laying around and you want to catch like a whatever 50%, like this has to bounce back at some point, right? The question is like how low does it go before it bounces? I need this to fucking bounce, dude. I'm so mad at myself. I did get greedy, not gonna lie. I was like, there's no way that they don't pump this, but this shit is just trending down so fucking hard. Let's talk about Troll real quick. Why would something like Troll just die? It went to 280 mil. It's like got one of the strongest communities. It doesn't have any major listings. Like the bear case for something like Troll is has a Coinbase listing. Forgot about that. I don't even know if I remember that. I'm so cooked I don't even remember. It has a Coinbase listing. Is it the lowest market cap coin on Coinbase? Like that's listed? Why do I think Troll has a strong community? Because it does. Their Twitter community is super active. I see tweets about it all the time. They have the IP rights for it. So it's technically the very official coin. Yeah, dude. Part of me wants to buy this. How long would I have to hold, though? Catch a bounce. Let's see. Yeah. That's not. Yeah. Yeah. Any real way you spin it, that is yikes. That's crazy. Like, where can I even put this to make this look better? It's just in no man's land. Like, that's fucking insane, dude. Ugh. I might swing this. There's too much grave dancing. But dude, if this could just go down to like 35 mil, I know that's asking a lot, but it's like, dude, how much lower can this possibly go? This thing has no volume, dude. Jeez. Yeah. Wow. That's nuts. Yeah, I kind of want to buy this. What do I think about KLED? I like it. I don't know why it's not higher. I guess just the overall rest of the market. KLED would be like 500 mil if we were back in AI days. This shit also has no volume. I see the founder all the time, and then I see Solo and a couple other people shill this really hard. Oof. I have to pee again, dude. God damn. Yeah, let me take another piss. So third said here, he goes, "Do you think that memes are gone forever, and who do you think can lead us to the next bull run?" Well, memes are not dead forever. Shitcoins are not dead forever. Um, there just has to be an inflow of money, and there has to be more participants. If you compare shitcoin trading to video games or something, right? Like the games like Fortnite have definitely decreased in player base and viewership on Twitch and all streaming sites for a while. And so what they have to do is they have to innovate. So right now they're doing like a Simpsons thing, like a Simpsons map. And there have been a lot of people that have been showing up to play it. They did like OG a while ago. And so they introduced new stuff. And then people that already kind of knew about it, they're like, oh, okay, like we'll hop back onto this. We'll play it for a little bit, see how it is. And, they try to see if they have a good time with it. And so I feel like it's very similar to shitcoins where it's like it's cyclical. There's going to be new stuff. There needs to be new players. There needs to be new fun rewards, and there just has to be reason for people to want to play this stuff and to do it. And we're just like in one of those times where it's like people are still going to play, and there's still stuff to do. It's just not like what it was a year ago at the height when the game was incredible 20-30 million dollar market cap runners. Like people need to feel like when they log on any given day that they can win and that they could catch like an insane runner. The reason why people aren't here right now is because they're just like, oh well, there's no runners right now. And it's like, well, it's up to you as to how you choose to trade and if you want to be here and if you don't. Wherever you put your time is totally up to you. But crypto is very funny because I would say that it definitely has one of the most bipolar bases of people when it comes to like, oh, if things die, people just log off. Like I feel like if you're playing video games, even if you don't love the way that a certain game is, like a lot of times people are just addicted and they're just like, I'm just gonna keep playing this. The difference obviously is that there's money at stake. And so I feel like, if you lose like a video game, you're like, whatever, I lost the game. You're just giving your time to it. But when you lose, like in a game like this, you resent it a lot more because you're not having fun and you're not making money. So it's just there's gonna have to be like a new thing. I would love to see one of the launch pads, do an airdrop, trading terminals, do an airdrop, and really start to get things going again. Because it is kind of, it sucks that Pump Fund hasn't said anything about their airdrop at all. It sucks that none of the trading terminals have done an airdrop. Um, like I'll give you a good example too. There's this dude who's in the Kanto Discord, and he just got like a $200,000 airdrop from Meteora. Why? Because while him and we trade together all the time, and it's funny because he also trades, but for the most part, when a new coin would pop up, he would just farm liquidity on it. Like he'd provide liquidity. He was farming Meteora points, and he just got a huge airdrop. And meanwhile, like I'm top 100 on the leaderboard for like Photon and Axiom, and there's no airdrop. And so I'm like, dude, I'm top on both of these leaderboards. If I were to get an airdrop, I would cook. But Like I just am not like I'm not using any of these things to get an airdrop, but it would be nice. My buddy was not using Meteora to get an airdrop. He was doing it because that's how he liked to trade, you know? So right now it's like such a weird thing where it's like everyone is just farming random garbage that sucks that nobody cares about. Meanwhile, the stuff that we use on a daily basis, like pump fund and trading terminals, uh, those are things that we just use because we like using them. Like we use trading terminals because they're a tool for us. We use like launch pads because there's a tool for us. Hopefully OS cooks. I'm just gonna say this right now. There is like no chance that the OpenSea airdrop cooks. Like point blank. Meteora is the biggest DeFi, one of the biggest DeFi. Meteora is, I don't know if it's the biggest or it probably is. But when it comes to DeFi, it's like one of the biggest protocols. It's up there with like Jupiter, like whatever, Pump Fund. The Meteora chart is literally down only. Give me a second. Ugh. I thought one of the cats knocked something over or some shit. Bro, please. Please pump. Like, holy fuck. This is incredible. Break out of this downtrend and send to 100 mil. Please, dude. Begging would make my whole week. What is he blasting? Why is he blasting this? Fog swap? Privacy infrastructure for the next billion DeFi users. This dude said Meteora supported max extraction. Happy to see it continue to decline. You kind of can't say that because I want you to define what extraction is in crypto. Because in reality, like everything is, like you could say that everything is extraction. This may sound like a simpleton approach, but like if I go to a restaurant and I go buy like McDonald's, how their food is like now so much more. Are they extracting from us? Because you go and you have the choice to buy, you have the choice to use their service. You go, you buy it, you get something in return, and it's the same thing with like shit coins or anything. Like you don't have to buy it, you choose to buy it, you get tokens in return, and the quality of whatever it is that you buy is like, it is what it is. Like it's up to you to decide the quality of what it is that you're purchasing. And so I feel like the term extraction is yeah, that's actually an interesting that's an interesting conversation. Did I buy 4 a couple days ago? I thought you didn't hold coins overnight. I actually have been holding that overnight. The reason why I have been holding for a little bit longer is because I bought four on the day that the liquidation event happened, and I made like 10 grand or something by like buying the bottom and selling it. Like here you could see like my buy and sell, and then it literally went up to like 230 mil from there. And I kept telling myself that like I should have held this. And then we had another like major liquidation event where Ford dumped like all the way down, and I told myself like, well, that bounce was pretty crazy. And so I expected a similar type of bounce. The way that I view it is like the risk to return is here for me. And it's really close to my stop loss, but I'd really like to see this retest 100 mil, knowing that Binance is going out and like they're pumping coins, but they just have not treated this as well as they did Giggle. Unfortunately, what they did with Giggle is what I was hoping that they would do on 4. And because I saw it happen on 4 once, I got in my head, I was like, oh, they'll do it again. It'll bounce again. But it just didn't. So yeah, not everything that happens is repeatable, is what it is. My own fault, my own skill issue. That's fair though. I maybe went too far. I understand like I understand why people use the term extraction, because like there's this thing in crypto where people feel like whenever they buy something that they should get like the airdrops and all this stuff, like they feel like they deserve more in return. But in reality, like all companies extract. Like it's, if you think about like extract is probably not even the right word to use. Like everything that we bought, like if you buy an iPhone and you pay $1,500 for an iPhone, that's like a pretty hefty price tag. When you look at your phone that you paid $1,000 for or whatever, like, do you say to yourself, like, this phone is worth what I paid for it? Like, I feel like it is. Do I feel like it's too expensive? Yeah, but like I feel like I feel like I get what I paid for. I think a lot of like the way that we view financial stuff in the world right now is very subjective. I feel like 20 years ago we never used the term extracted. I feel like everyone kind of just went along with their life. Things were reasonably priced. Like even when I was in high school, I specifically remember handing the person at McDonald's like 3.75 or something for breakfast. Like I'd get a sausage McMuffin meal, you get a hash brown, you get a Coke. Nowadays it's $9. And it's like, do I feel like I'm being extracted now? It's just different. Like the world is just so different than how it once was. Does that make sense? I'm so cooked here. They literally just turned off all the volume on this coin. What the fuck, man? Turn it back on. I'm so sick of this. Even I'm about to crash out. Even I'm about to crash out. I don't ever crash like that. What the fuck is Momo? Market got everyone crashing out. This week I'm lucky I got in South Park to save me from crashing out. Yeah. That's good. I mean, it kind of what you're saying like kind of proves my point where it's like most people are better off just buying whatever the most obvious or, you know, obvious to them runner is. South Park was that to you. You say that it saved you and it's like good. I'm glad. At the end of the day, when you look at protocols or any of this stuff, like people launch things in crypto to make money off them. And I think it's just up to everyone to try to identify what the overall best opportunity is. Like there's this one dude that I know who like I'll give you a great example. Dude will be AFK literally all fucking day and then he'll log on. He's like, "I'm on for the day. It's time to cook." And he'll literally just ape the first fucking thing he sees. Like it's almost like he just goes to work, goes to the gym, does his chores around the house or whatever, logs onto his PC, doesn't look into anything else, and then he just like and then he just like buys the first thing that he sees and then it dies and he's like, "I'm cooked." I'm just like, "Bro, like you're trading shit. Like you're trading stuff that sucks. Like don't trade things that are bad." This is about to hit my stop loss, dude. I don't want to be sitting in this anymore, honestly. What's my opinion on Uranus? I have no opinion on it at all. I wouldn't trade it. Do I know if the Met airdrop is claimable? Uh, I don't know. Go join their Discord and ask them. Glad to help. Thoughts on the South Park coin? I explained it earlier, but I think it's good. I think it's good. It's good that there was a runner that caught on. What attracted me to four? I explained this also. But the three main coins on Binance are Binance Life, Giggle, and Four. And Four has always been CZ's thing. It's his like motto. Binance Life never really like made a lot of sense to me. It's kind of I wish that I understood a little bit more why like the Chinese people love this shit, but they just do. And I was just the coin that like see sometimes we just do this thing where we find a coin, we get good at trading it, we understand like the movement of the coin. I scalped four like 10 different times and I cooked. I made so much money on four. It's the best coin that I did. I traded on BNB. I just guess they're not pumping it as much as they used to. Which coin do I have the most conviction in should the market get back up? I mean, I have like no idea. It sounds bad, but You don't agree with the main launchpad runner with Uranus like useless being 9 figs on bonk, pump having their 9-figure runner, same with BNB. I mean, not really. Not really, no. Here's my question. Who's the net buyer? That's the way that I feel like you have to approach things is like, who is the net buyer of a certain token and who is the net seller? So when you think about something like Monad, they're doing an airdrop. I know who the net seller is, but I don't know who the buyer is. It's a VC backed coin. You can say like people are going to get an airdrop, they're going to sell it. VCs, they're going to want to sell it. Meteora, same thing. They did tons of airdrops. Who is buying Meteora? And then you have to ask yourself the same question when it comes to like, who is the net buyer for Uranus? Who is the net buyer for something like Useless? Like, who is buying? There's a bunch of people holding it. We're in a downtrend. The rest of the market is like kind of cooked right now. Are there more people in the market that look at something like Useless and Uranus and Fartcoin and say, I would rather have the money that I put in to this coin and keep it on the sidelines in case things get worse? Or are people buying because they think that things are going to turn around? I think overall the sentiment is like, I can spot who is the seller of this stuff, but I can't put my finger on like who's buying this stuff. Does that make sense? Like, these are the things that you have to ask yourself. The money's not going to come from nowhere. Like, is the money going to come from them criming it? You have to bet on that. Like you have to place a bet saying, I think that Bonk is going to crime this. Who is the net buyer of Useless at 150 mil in this market? When I think about the Binance coins, who do I think is the net buyer? Well, Binance. They're obviously buying. They've been doing it. They've been pumping them. I would assume the net buyer would be Jupe. Well, it depends on how much faith you have that they're going to do that. Do I have faith that they are going to do that? It's like, do you have faith that you remember like the pump folio? Like, do you have faith that Pump Fun is going to purchase the pump folio tokens and pump them? Yes or no? Do I have faith that Binance is going to pump, keep pumping their top meme coins? They also said they have 3 mil ready to buy back into the top coins. Over what time frame? I mean, everybody says that, like it's all about you and your conviction in an outcome happening like that. Do you think that Binance is going to crime their coins? Do you think that Pump Fun is going to pump the portfolio? Do you think that Jupiter is going to pump Uranus? Do you think that, you know, whatever? Do you think that the top, like, do you think that that's going to happen? If the net buyer is Jupiter, then it's like you're basically asking yourself, like, are they going to do it? They might. They might not. Who has been the best at putting money back into their coins on their chain? Binance. Therefore, I'm taking calculated risk on Binance because I think that they're going to pump their stuff. Do you understand why I say what I'm saying and the thought process behind it? Because I feel like you have to approach this from a very analytical standpoint. What's up, Jeeb? Here's my thing. Because I know the liquidity is stretched thin, I would put my money into coins that I think have net buyers, or Binance is going to buy into like their top coins and pump them. Like, I would rather buy into that stuff instead of stuff that I'm not as sure about. Like, that's great if you like totally think that they're going to pump it. But what if they don't? I kind of just look at the charts and I look and see what people are doing. Like who in this market, who is pumping their stuff? Point blank, who is the best at pumping their coins? And who is the worst at pumping their coins? As far as I'm concerned, you put your money where you most likely think, based off of past experiences, that a certain group is going to pump their shit. Because it's not like there's a bunch of random ass whales that are just buying a coin because they like it. We saw that we're seeing that with Troll and Fartcoin and stuff. They pump it so trader FOMO in and then they sell. Well, no, the point is that you buy into it before they pump it. And plus, this went from 40, 50 mil to 260, and it's only down 50 million market cap. Like, that's pretty solid to me. Who was pumping Troll? Well, Troll was pumping at a different time. This was 5 months ago. And Pump Fund did acquire Troll. And there were catalysts. They acquired their IP. But this is like a totally different time. Do I think next year will be better than this year for crypto? I really don't know. I have no idea. But I'm just going to log in and trade every single day regardless. And just, if the sentiment is good that day, I'll look for the best opportunities. If it's not, then I'll just look for the best opportunities and we'll just see what happens. But yeah, this got crimed very hard by someone, whether it was Pump, whether it was Whales. It got pumped. It got pumped in one way or another. I just answered my own question about Troll. They already crimed it. Do I think that they'll do it again? I wish that they would, but I have no skin in the game, so it also doesn't really matter to me. Thanks for staying on longer than I said I would. Yeah, I kind of got lost in the sauce. I'm starving. Also, all of this stuff is not like down to a science. Stuff is still going to pump randomly. Like, there's still going to be random stuff that pops off. And it's not always like, not everything is going to happen to a T. I'm just saying that, like, right now, it feels to me like the people that are pumping coins are like, you know, the launch pads or whatever that want to continue to have life in their ecosystem. Damn, this cooked. Seems like if there's an alt season or something, it'll come in Q1. I don't know where you get that from. Every altcoin looks absolutely terrible. And if there was an alt season, what alt do you buy? Like Solana and Hyperliquid probably. Can I explain why the OG Wojak got vamped by this one on the screen? I have not looked into it enough to know the answer to that, so I can't really speak on it. I don't know. I don't know why this happened. I haven't paid enough attention about this at all. I'll tell you why I didn't even touch this. I've seen so many Wojaks get launched that I was just like, dude, I don't really care. You can call it whatever you want, like complacency on my part, but I was just like, dude, I'm not about to trade a Wojak coin. Looking at the troll chart, if you were to gamble, I'd say now, considering it's about to tap previous all-time high. Nah, like I said, I'm not defending troll. I'm not saying that I have no money in it. So I have no, like, it doesn't really matter. Generally speaking though, you would think that it would be a good spot for a swing based on where it's at. Sentiment should flip unless Bitcoin just keeps dumping. Dude, if Bitcoin goes to like 80K, every meme coin is literally going to go to zero. Like they are going to be at zero. Like if Bitcoin goes to 80K, Troll is going to go to like 15 mil. And Fartcoin is going to go sub 100. It will be literally insane to see that happen. Damn. And this is getting dumped again. Please pump this. Please pump it. Yeah. Interesting. Dude, during AI season, I would get on stream and I was literally like slamming 500 SOL into coins at like 100 mil and they would just fucking moon. Be it was so nuts. I remember looking back on my old streams and stuff, and I just keep like 1,000 SOL in my wallet, like at all time, just like ready to go. Exactly why no one's buying. We need to see what Bitcoin does, dude. I agree. Like, I think a big part of the reason as to why nothing is really doing anything is because everyone's shitting their pants. If Bitcoin like bounces a little bit and shows some sort of strength, then we'll get some bounces. But we're in one of those times where people are just, they don't really want to buy, because if Bitcoin dumps another 10K, you're not going to want to be stuck in anything. Man, I haven't done any of the stuff that I need to do today yet. Well, bros, I think this is it for me. I think I'm hopping off to get lunch. Good stream. It was cool to chat with everyone. I don't know when I'm going to stream again. We're going to get some clips out. Thank you for asking questions and shooting the shit. Not going to lie, you guys kind of made me a little sad about the state of things, but it is what it is. We'll see what today has in store. We'll see what tomorrow has going on. But yeah, third, I'm going to upload this a little bit later. I need to get food, so I'm really hungry. Giveaway today. Join Kanto. I'll give away like a couple free months. Just open a support ticket if you're interested. Otherwise, I'm gonna hop off. If you need me, comment on a Twitter post or DM me or whatever. All right. Third, I'll be in contact with you. Alexa, thank you for the gifted. Everyone else, thank you guys for pulling up. I'll be back whenever I stream again. But yeah, that's it for me.